What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I want to reach out about another kind of fledgling Twitter censorship issue. I know today's news is kind of Twitter heavy with all the congressional hearings going on, but I do think it's important to talk about something that has currently resulted in the lockout of journalist Annie Ngo, and by the way, also free Brittany Venti, who's still locked out of her account. But Annie Ngo reports Twitter locked my account and removed my screenshots of the super soldier calls to bad behavior. Essentially, let me pull up the tweets because he sent them to me last night via Telegram so that I could communicate exactly what's going on here. So last night, about a half dozen of Andy's tweets had been flagged down. And what was interesting about the tweets were that they were screenshots of other tweets that existed on the platform that were calls for organizing of the super soldier group to almost certainly disrupt an event. You can see Minnesota tour dates both got canceled. Both are posted on the State Theater website. Peterson is a transphobic alt-right mouthpiece who should be afraid to show his face. Show Jordan Peterson that he isn't welcome in Minnesota. We plan to be there to show him and his bigoted supporters that they aren't welcome here. Show starts at 7, but plan to show up an hour earlier. We would suggest covering your face as fascists will be present. Bring a friend, bring a bullhorn. You can see, terrorize your oppressor. This is a tweet saying Far Left Minneapolis group is inciting bad behavior against Jordan Peterson's events. On February 7th through 8th, the group says he should be afraid to show his face, calls for people to show up, conceal their identities, and, quote, be dangerous. For posting a screenshot of that tweet, Annie Ngo was suspended or locked. Or this tweet, LA Antifa member, who was banned repeatedly on Twitter for making terrible threats, wishes more women who didn't support trans ideology be maimed and or something worse. He takes issues with Bethany Hamilton, a surfer who says she will not compete against biological males. That tweet flagged down. Essentially, you have him reporting on threats of, bad behavior, and those getting removed down, again, with no reason. Here's the removed tweet. He sent me this about the super soldiers in Eugene announcing that they were going to go after a Turning Point USA event, campus-only event, forcing him to remove it. Now, for what? Why did he have to remove it? No reason given. We've determined that this account has violated Twitter rules, specifically for violating one of our rules. He remains locked out as far as I know at the time of recording this video. What did he post to get locked? Well, it was this. It was a call to action where it says, fascist scum off our campus. Wear block, no peace police, no tone police, leave your phone at home, become ungovernable, be a nuisance, prevent them from spreading hate, bash the fash. This is clearly a call to action, a call to bad behavior from these losers in Oregon. And Andy, for posting this, Andy Ngo was locked out of his account. Now, there was a number of tweets that were locked out, and Ella G. Irwin has responded, but let's finish his coverage. On Tuesday night, I was informed by Twitter that a story I broke on the platform about the super soldiers announcing plans on Twitter to go after a TPUSA event at the University of Oregon had violated its rules. Your account has been locked out, reads a notice when I log in. The tweet in question said exactly this, which I just showed. Ella Irwin is the head of Twitter's trust and safety. I included a screenshot of a live tweet by one of the super soldier accounts advertising a direct action on a flyer for the TPUSA event. I also included a link to the URL of the tweet. Safety and my followers can see the original tweet in context. Twitter removed the tweet for unspecified rules. The tweet is part of my daily reporting on Twitter, where I routinely post screenshots and links to primary evidence of far-left extremist accounts using Twitter to incite, organize, or praise violence. Using this style of short-breaking news reporting on Twitter about Twitter, some extremist accounts I helped shed light on were subsequently suspended since Elon Musk took over. Now, here's the thing. They're mass reporting his account. Twitter, again, we'll get to Twitter's response in a second. But this is very effective censorship. As somebody who waited weeks for Twitter to even look at an appeal, and I'm not even sure what eventually happened. Essentially, if you need to get the word out, if the event is tonight or tomorrow, and you're like, hey, these people are organizing, and they're going to be there, and they're going to be a problem, and you should be, for safety concerns, all they do is submit like 10 complaints on a tweet, and it gets banned. They mass flag it down, and it gets banned. So this is a real safety issue that Twitter needs to look at because the system is so easy to game. I even had to explain this to Andy last night. I was telling him how it works. Essentially, you can, let's say, report a tweet, or 2 people report a tweet, or 3 people report a tweet. It probably it doesn't get taken down. It gets reviewed. People look at it. This, that, and the other thing happen. And whatever happens. But if 50 people or 20 people report a tweet in quick succession, it often gets taken down immediately. We see this methodology used on YouTube. Entire channels getting suspended out of nowhere due to mass flagging. The reason this works is because, if something really heinous got posted to Twitter, law-breaking or something, and a bunch of people reporting it, Twitter and other social media platforms clearly have some threshold of, if so many so many complaints get filed in a short period of time, we just take down the account, out of abundance of safety. But again, the problem here is that you're putting other people's safety at risk, and you're allowing the super soldiers and these extremists to game the system. They know exactly how many reports it takes. One person could probably do it in 15 minutes and get the reporting on this taken down. And unless Andy, takes it down, well, and maybe he's not there, or if somebody else is reporting on a safety issue. So Veneration asked Twitter, Elegy Irwin, this must be a mistake. Andy was reporting on the awfulness of the incident, but Twitter instead locked him out for bringing it to your attention. Why? Ella Irwin says, we want users to report tweets that incite bad behavior, though through our reporting flow so we can remove them. You can post redacted versions of tweets, but posting the whole threat in full without redaction just amplifies incitement further and impacts our ability to prevent harm. This position stated by Ms. Irwin sounds fair, but it does not issue guidance for what exactly to censor if posts are indirect or subtle about their incitement for bad behavior. For example, some of these people use emojis of fire trucks and bricks or toys. Some simply post publicly available information about their target, a business or charity address, with the statement, you know what to do. In those instances, what should I censor, especially if the tweets are still live? Reporting a tweet violation on Twitter through the built-in option means it can remain online for days and weeks, spreading among militants while keeping those outside of those silos in the dark. It also gives these people an opportunity to delete the posts in order to hide that they've ever existed. And without being able to produce uncensored evidence of the far left's extremism on social media, how could the public be made aware of the severity of their threats? I think a fair question, right? I would certainly think that, you can see here. Indeed, immediately after being locked out, accounts sympathetic with the super soldiers are calling for platform manipulation through mass reporting of my posts. You see a screenshot of the tweets that have been deleted. Wonder if this means things are happening. Might be time to report Andy for everything you can find. So no good deed goes unpunished. You have these systems in place to protect people, but they're going to be used by the worst kind of people out there to continue to act in bad faith. Now, Elegy Irwin also continues, the problem with screenshots of violating tweets being posted, that is, even if we suspend the source of the screenshots of the incident being posted by other users to stay up unless we take action on those too, that's what contributes to the incitement continuing to get amplified. Libby Evans replies, this policy means that it is not possible to do journalism on Twitter about political bad behavior. This is nonsensical and antithetical to Elon Musk's vision for more citizen journalism. 100% agree. I mean, the thing is, this group of people, small, sure, and smelly, definitely, almost certainly overweight, they know how to game the system, and they know that it really doesn't take that many people to actually censor and suppress speech on Twitter. I mean, we saw a certain blue-haired individual do that very effectively with probably just a small group of simps. So, I think that if you're a journalist, a known journalist, you should certainly be exempt from this, or at least have a buffer for this kind of stuff. I mean, it's ridiculous that it's like YouTube doesn't tell us what we can and what we can't say that lead us to being demonetized, right? Because they say if we told you, then you would just say different words. But now, if they don't do the system here, like they've told these super soldiers how they can game the system, how they can screw people over, how they can hide their illegal activities, right? And so Twitter's like, what are we supposed to do? I don't know, maybe let known trusted sources like give their account an exemption against mass flagging, because that's all this is. There's no way anyone looked at that and thought Andy Ngo was actually issuing that same threat. It's insane. She writes, of course, that's understandable, but it's pretty clear that here's Andy's intentions are not harmful. Here's reporting on the incitements. Of course, and we know the intent was not to harm or amplify the tweets further. That's why the account is not suspended, but the tweets must be removed. But that's evidence. You need that. Twitter's got to be so much better. It's got to get so much better. And I'm not sure Ella G. Irwin's the right person for this job. I hope you were informed by this video. Hopefully Andy will be unlocked soon. We'll talk to you again real soon.